welcome to the Unbreakable Hearts channel. Like that?
Good morning here, YouTube people. What is going on with y'all today? Happy Tuesday to everybody. Here it is October the 1st, 2024. Wow. 3 months from now, and it will be 2025. Wow. Every time we get to this point, I always talk about how fast everything is going. Like I said, I'm going to be real about it. It doesn't feel like yesterday, but I mean, that is the terminology that a lot of people use. I have Tic Tacs in my mouth, so if you hear my teeth chattering or whatever, that's why. But yeah, I can remember 10 years ago, you know, and it seems like 2 or 3 years ago, you know. It's just gone by that quickly, and every day goes by faster and faster. It seems like the minute you wake up, 2-3 hours later, you're going to bed. But God, my Father, He promised to do that, because He said that if He didn't do that, that everybody would be wiped off the face of the earth. And He doesn't want that to happen. There are certain people that are meant to be here during the time of His arrival. And I'm not going to make a bold statement and say that I'm one of them, because I don't know. I really don't know. It'll be up to Him to decide that. But it's been a few hairy-carry days here as of late. There was a lot of bad weather. Hurricane Helene really did a number on folks, but in the afterwake, it did more than what they were expecting. Florida, of course, they had deaths, but I think they came out smelling like roses compared to some of the other states. South Georgia got it pretty bad, but I think North Carolina and South Carolina, especially North Carolina, got it the worst. And it was all due to the tornadoes that came up off of the hurricane. I mean, the tornadoes actually happened before the hurricane ever got there. But there's over 1 million people without light still. And I mean, Friday is when we didn't have any kind of storms here at all. Now we're on Tuesday. So you're talking, what, 5 days ago? And, you know, it was really, really bad there for a moment. But you know, I am a survivor anyway. I've lived through, I don't know how many hurricanes. Who could even count anymore? So many hurricanes have hit Florida. And it's anywhere between 3 to 3.5 hours wide from east to west. And I remember one very clearly. It was Hurricane David. It came from the east, went to the west, went out into the Gulf of Mexico, made a U-turn and came right back through Florida again. So it hit us twice. And I can't say that it was any better the second time around than it was the first. It was bad. But I survived through it, and I think it was even worse back then than it is in today's day and time. And you know, I'm 4.5 hours away from the shoreline So it's not really that bad. By the time it gets up here, it's already broke down, become a tropical storm. Yeah, we had the winds. There was some rain. You know, there were a couple of trees down here and there and leaves all over the place and things like that. But it wasn't really a bad thing, you know, like it would have been if I'd have been in Florida. I told you before, I lived, 47 minutes to an hour away from the beach, depending on how fast you drove to get there. Let's just leave that out of there. But, you know, I could tell myself now that was 40 years ago. And, you know, was the cops going to come up to me now and say, hey, we need to write you a ticket because you just confessed to speeding when you were 16, 17 years old, you know? That ain't going to happen. So, and it could be considered 41, 42 years because I will be 58 next month. Anyway, I just wanted to come to you all and talk to you all about that. And also, I got a little something here. In Romans, it talks about being not conformed to the world, but being transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know, a lot of people stay conformed to whatever happens in this world. And if you conform yourself to the world, you do not belong to my Father, period. You don't. Sorry, but not sorry. I mean, you don't belong to him if you conform yourself to the world. Now, I'll give you a little explanation with one of my own experiences. Person not going to be revealed or spoke about their name or anything like that. Just the situation. Anyway, I was talking to this girl. She's in a different country, and we were talking about marriage at one time, and you know, her coming here and this and that. At one time, I was willing to pay that kind of money for her to come over here, but now I'm not. I don't feel responsible for that. I don't feel that I could even trust that person. So I had talked to this girl about it. She said, oh no, we don't do that here. Well, you know, it's up to the man to pay it, blah, blah, blah. You know, hey, basically she was saying, well, you're the man. If you want me there, you'll pay for me to come here. Well, if I already can't trust her, why would I even pay my money to have her come here only to do things that I know that she's done there? She's already confessed to me everything that she's done, and I knew that anyway. You know, she acted like I was some kind of dummy that she could just say anything to and do anything and that, and I would just continue to do whatever it was she wanted me to do and this and that. I even mentioned about sending her money, and she said, well, you did send me one time, but blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it was like she was counting the dollars that I sent to her, you know. Why am I your piggy bank or something, you know? That's how I look at it now. But that's being conformed to the world. You look at the world just the way the world looks at the world. You know, you don't look at the total picture and be transformed with the renewing of your mind. You feel like it's somebody's responsibility other than your own to have you come to a different country. I told her, if you want to come here, come here. You're welcome to come here, but not at my expense. I'm going to pay to have you come over here and do me just as wrong as you did me over there. If you did me wrong over there, you're just going to do me wrong over here. Right or wrong? Right. So why will I spend money out of my pocket to take the chance of you to come over here only to do the same thing you did over there already? Nah, that ain't happening, Captain. It ain't. And so, why will I even think for a half a second to even do that? Which is something that I don't even bother doing anymore. You know, Atlanta, my whole country, but Atlanta, my whole country is a big mixing pot of people. All you have to do is look around when I'm filming. There is every walk of life in my country. People from South America, people from Central America, people from North America, people from Asia, people from the Middle East, people from Africa, people from Canada, people from all walks of life. It's just here. Everybody. And it's one big mixing pot. And Atlanta is exactly that proof right there. Because I can walk these streets, and in about 15 minutes, you will see half of everybody from all different countries, all walks of life here. It's just that way. And I like it that way. I don't want to be in one predominantly race area. Why? Why will I want that? I don't want that. I like having a mixing bowl. Let's just call it that. I like that, you know? I don't like it to be just one type of person here. No. I love the fact that there's all different peoples here, you know? But, you know, people just have their own ways of thinking, and it's just totally off. Totally off. So, I mean, that is one reason why I did not make that decision any longer. You know, I told you about the time that I went there to meet this girl, and this other one that I was talking about, she is the one that said what I just got done saying, okay? But what kind of way is that to even think? Why would you even consider saying something that way to me, you know? I'm not some goofball or some retarded guy off of the street. I'm just not. You can't try to, oh, well, you know, we just don't do that here. Well, I'm not there. Maybe you do that there, but I don't do that here. And I'm not there. And I'm not doing there. You know, I decided just to leave that alone. There's no point in trying to do all that. Like I said, there are people of different races and creeds right here in my country. And I've always grown up to like Asian women. That's just me. I've always liked them. But there's Asian women right here in the United States, and my sister tried to tell me that before I ever made the decision to go over to the Philippines where I went. She told me that. Why don't you find an Asian American woman? That would be a whole lot better. Somebody that grew up here, that already knows our nation, already they have the same kind of, you know, cultural beliefs and everything. Everything's the same, you know, instead of mixing another culture in it, where you have to learn that culture and how that person acts and this and that. And that's all conforming yourself to the world. Wherever you're at, you conformed yourself to that place instead of transforming yourself by the renewing of your mind. You conformed yourself to that place and your belief system and this and that. You can't control me because I am with my Father at all times. My Father can't be controlled, so sorry but not sorry. Anyways, I want you to know that I love you. I love you right there. Love yourself. Love my Father, God, and by all means love each other, people. Until the next time, love, peace, and soul. What a beautiful sight to a night. It's just about ready to be dark. But look at the purples and reds and the background. Looks so beautiful.